Smarties was founded by our grandfather, Edward D. He came over from England in 1949 by boat and started Smarties Candy Company right here in New Jersey. Our grandfather was a third-generation candy maker, so when he came over to the United States, he already had that tradition behind him, which actually makes us fifth-generation candy makers. I'm Liz D., co-president of Smarties Candy Company.
I'm Jessica D. Sawyer, co-president of Smarties Candy Company.
And I'm Sarah D., co-president also of Smarties Candy Company.
Our grandfather was making candy similar to Smarties in Europe before coming to the US, so it was a variation of what he was already making, but he tweaked it for the US market. So some of the original Smarties rolls had some flavors that you won't see today, like cinnamon and clove and spice, but some of them are the same as they were back in the day, which are our classic fruit flavors.
Candy in our pantries, and we always smelled like candy. Our dads always smelled like candy when they came home, and when we were little we even went out into the factory, which we would never be allowed to do anymore, but I went rollerblading in the warehouse, which was really fun with all the ramps and the dividers. So growing up with a candy family was awesome. Our grandfather started the business, and then he worked with his two sons, my father and Sarah's father, Michael and John, and then we all started here, and they passed the reins on to us.
One of the things I think we learned as children with our parents running a candy company is about work ethic, and we really pride ourselves on making sure that we're here, we're the first ones here, and we're the last ones to leave. If we expect people to do a job for us, they need to know that we're prepared to do it too. And that's something that our parents made really important to us as children, and I think we're continuing to carry through that tradition now on a personal level. And I think that's something that's really, really important and very unique to a family company.
People often ask us, what's it like working with family? And I always say to them, well, I can't say what it's like working with your family. I would never recommend working with family that you don't get along with. But to work with family that you actually get along with, to me, that's a win-win-win. So we divided up our responsibilities based on what we liked to do and what we were good at. And what I do is food quality and safety for both of our two factories, and I also oversee our communications and marketing.
I am in charge of our sales department as well as our art department, and I also manage our Canadian facility and our logistics department.
And I'm in charge of operations both here and in Canada.
With 3 people in charge, you can never have a tie. So if something comes down to a vote, we actually, well, surprisingly enough, always get to a consensus. But if it weren't a consensus, we would still be able to move forward and drive this ship forward. So it has worked out like pretty well so far, I'd say.
But it is amazing, I think, and a testament to the family business that even with our dads, we've always come out of the room with decisions being unanimous.
Along with the question of our brand, we recently updated our packaging. Throughout the entire project, we really had our eye on keeping our brand recognizable to our customers, because we don't want them to feel like they've lost us along the way. So I think we really have our eye on who we are and not losing that, but also freshening up our look a little bit and keeping relevant with the times, giving the customer something new, but also that they love.
But we kept the things that kept it recognizable, iconic, colorful, and fun, while bringing other elements like the font and some of the colors up to the 21st century.
So a lot of what I do, I pay a lot of attention to machine procurement, different ways to streamline our processes, new developments in machinery and technology that can enable us to keep making the same product that everybody knows and loves, but make it better and make it faster and be able to keep up with the increasing demand.
You know, a lot of candy is made overseas now because the labor is less expensive, but we are committed to staying right here in New Jersey and in Canada, where our other factory is, so that we can keep making Smarties in North America. And efficiencies is a huge part of that. At the end of the day, the proof is in the numbers and our successes. And working together, we've been able to achieve many successes here at Smarties. We continue to have record years, year over year.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, exactly. The numbers speak for themselves, so people might think it's strange or doubt the ability of women to be able to run a business, let alone 3 women together to come to consensus and drive this ship forward. But when we sit back and look at what we've accomplished, that in and of itself is so gratifying.
And I know personally, I hope that my own children, my daughter specifically, seeing the 3 of us running this business, it won't be so strange for her.